Are you interested in moving forward in your life, but something is just holding you back? If so, stick around for this video. Have you ever heard that phrase that in order to reach your compelling future, you need to get rid of the emotions from the past? So whether you have or you haven't, that's going to be the theme of today's video, because I really want to help you bust through these limiting thoughts that you have from your past so that you can actually reach your compelling future. I'm Connie Jo Holmes. I'm the founder of Be You to Be Full Hypnosis and Coaching, and my mission is in my company name. The Be You stands for I teach you true authenticity, how to truly be yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself. And when you can live an authentic life, it's just natural to have a very fulfilled life. So be you to be full. And I do that by teaching individuals how to confidently and courageously move from reacting to life to owning your life. And to me, when you can really understand the key role that your emotions and your belief systems really play in your life, that is an outstanding way to understand how to own your life. And so that's what I want to talk about today. So if you've listened to, if you've ever had a coach, or if you've ever listened to any self-improvement video or something like that, I'm sure somebody has used this phrase about, if you want to reach your compelling future, you need to get rid of your emotions from your past. Or maybe they might say it a little bit differently, but it's meaning the same thing. So I actually want to break that down for you. And I also want to tell you one way to help you with this is to understand your values, your personal values. So for that reason, look in the description box, because I actually have a free download for you today. It's a step-by-step process on how to identify your personal core values. Because when we really know what's at the core of us, that makes everything that I'm going to talk about that much easier. Even if you do have personal values, please go ahead and download this and do it again. I really recommend that maybe people revisit their values everyone's different, but maybe every 2 to 4 years or something like that. Because when we grow as a person, our values might change just a little bit. I think we'll probably still always have a couple of them that are always core and are always with us, but I think some of them might kind of roll off and others might become more important depending on where you are in your life right now. So make sure you grab that download in this video. It's in the description box. But anyways, so on to this topic. So if you have ever experienced where you have had a dream, a goal, ambition, something like that, and so that's your compelling future. And so maybe you started to take steps going there in that direction, but then maybe something came along and hijacked you. And I guarantee you what hijacked you was that bully in your brain. That bully that asks you questions like, who do you think you are? Why do you think you can succeed at this? No one you know has ever done this before. Why you? What are you going to do if you fail? Or even worse yet, what are you going to do when you fail? That's that bully in our brains. And so we need to acknowledge that immediately. But anyway, so if you've experienced that bully in your brain, let me break that down for you. So I want to talk just briefly about our mind. So we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. So it's been reported that about 5 to 10% of our daily operations come from our conscious mind. And then the remainder, 90 to 95%, come from our subconscious mind. I know when I first heard that, I thought, what? How can that even be? But how it is, or it's this way because our conscious mind is responsible for, it's analyzing, critiquing, judging, questioning, those types of things. So your conscious mind is at work when you are at work and you are working on a very important project. You're really focused on it, and you're analyzing, like, oh, did I say this the right way? I'm going to double check my numbers, all those types of things. That is a great example of being in your conscious mind. And then our subconscious mind is responsible for, well, one, that's where all of our memories are stored. That's why people will call it the computer program of our mind. All of our emotions are in our subconscious mind. Our belief systems are in our subconscious mind, as well as all of our habits and routines and that type of thing. So when you break it down that way, critical, analyzing, judging, questioning versus, and I'm doing this, so kind of picture like an iceberg. So here's that top part, the conscious mind, critical, analyzing, judging, questioning, and then that subconscious mind, that submerged part, that is, the emotions, all of our memories, our belief systems, our feelings, our habits and our routines. So when you woke up this morning and you brushed your teeth, that was 100% from your subconscious mind. It was a routine. It's something that you do every single day. But I'm going to challenge you. The next time you brush your teeth, just try and start on a different quadrant of your mouth. And you're going to be like, what? Because it's so ingrained in your subconscious mind. And then think about everything you do in a day. It's habit on knowing how to drive your car. It's habit on how to know how to get to the office. Those types of things. Whatever your morning routine is, that's all habitual. So that is all from your subconscious mind. So understanding our subconscious mind and knowing how we can actually control our subconscious mind is really, really important as well. And so now is a great time to understand that when we want to focus on our compelling future and ignore these emotions from past events and past attempts to do things. So what happens is we're probably in our conscious mind when we are maybe writing down, even on the back of a napkin, but when we're writing down like, oh, what's my goal? What's my dream? What do I want to do? You're in your conscious mind because you're planning, thinking, kind of probably judging it a little. And judging doesn't have to be a negative word, but, really kind of analyzing it. So that is your conscious mind. So then you might take some very conscious steps to move forwards towards that dream and that goal. But then, somewhere along the line, this little bully in your brain comes up and starts to ask you those questions I asked earlier. Who do you think you are? How are you able to accomplish this? Well, the reason why those voices are coming up is because that is tied to an emotion that was tied to something that held you back in the past. Maybe you tried to reach another goal in the past. Maybe you had a dream in the past and you worked towards it, but you actually let that bully in your brain get the best of you. And so maybe you feel deflated, you feel sad, you feel hurt, angry at yourself, whatever it may be. And so those emotions are still tied and connected to that attempt that you had made in the past. And so those emotions are still tied to that. So then when you have another new compelling future idea, these emotions are connected to that. So the very first thing that's important is to realize that, to really notice that. So the next time that bully in your brain speaks up and asks you something negative, stop. And just like you would a bully on a schoolyard, now especially as a grown adult, but you would turn and you would look at that bully and you'd be like, what gives? Who are you? Shut up. Go away. Whatever you would say to a bully. And so that's what you need to do when these emotions and thoughts to your past come up. You need to face those damn things head on, and you need to really challenge them. And then when you do that, you're acknowledging, because you're pausing. Okay, so you're pausing long enough to challenge. And then in that challenge, I guarantee you're going to be able to connect it back to an event that maybe you tried in the past and you weren't that successful, only because you didn't listen, only because you did listen to that bully brain. But anyway, so you can stop that in its tracks. And then that's when you can come back into your conscious mind and you can face those challenges with facts. I'm older and wiser now. I got a lot of feedback from the last time I attempted this, and that feedback is now education to me. And so that starts to change those emotions. That might change that emotion of fear to one of courage. It might change an emotion of anger towards yourself for giving up too soon to one of hope and desire, because with now these new learnings, you're actually going to conquer it this time. So I trust that you're, feeling this and everything, but I really encourage you to remember this and to know that when we are moving forward, we really need to let go of any, especially negative and unproductive emotions from the past. We need to let those go, because those are those bullies. And that bully is almost like that anchor on your ankle, just holding you back. And so that's obviously not what we want. So we need to let go of that garbage, start to plant inside of our subconscious mind the knowledge that we're capable. We can do this. We, just like I said earlier, from any other previous attempts, we got feedback from that. And that is now an education for us that's priceless. And we're going to use all of those learnings and those lessons to move forward this time. And so that is a way that we can override our subconscious mind, because it's programming. That program came in to have you doubt yourself. That program came in to be that bully in your brain. And so we need to stop that. And how we stop that is by being mindful and being present, catching these thoughts and then those emotions that follow those thoughts, catching them in the moment, staring those damn things in the eyes, and finding the truth beneath them. Okay? And even if it's hard for you to find the truth beneath them, because especially if you're working on something new and you've never done it before, it might be hard to feel like you can find some truth. But there's always truth in the fact that you are capable. There's always truth in the fact that you can have hope, that you can have faith, that you can have a desire. And there's also hope in the fact that you can be curious, because being curious is almost like a magnet. It's like, I'm curious to see how well I'm going to do at this. I'm curious to see how quickly these bullies in my brain will go away. Being curious really opens up some doors. So, all right. I hope that was helpful. If so, if you got value out of this, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you know somebody who has this bully in their brain beyond you, please go ahead and share this with them, because I trust that there's going to be some nuggets in there for them as well. And then also, please go ahead and grab that free download about how to identify your personal values.